Get ready for in-depth discussions on everything from the court to the field, mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports, Two Men On with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The
Hello, Albuquerque. It's Tuesday. You know what that means? It means the boys are at Real Bravo Brewery and we're eating tacos.
Yeah.
Also, you can there's some taco picks on the Prize Picks.
Okay, including Paul Skeens' strikeout machine. Numbers were tacoed down.
Paul Skeens, strikeout machines.
Paul Machines.
That was a good one.
All these Skeens.
Also a good one. You got any more?
All of them. I have Paul of them.
Oh, that was a good one too. It's a full count. It's awesome.
Paul 4,
Oh, that was a good one.
which he doesn't do very often.
No, that's not his thing.
No, he doesn't.
No, take your base. Isaiah Johnson's back at the studio. Hello, Isaiah Johnson.
Thank you. Hello, Fred Slow. Hello, Van Nunley.
Oh, hello, Zay.
4 years, $285 million super maximum contract extension with the championship Oklahoma City Thunder through 2030-31. Let's go SGA. Let's go.
I'm getting some Joe Flacco vibes here, Fred.
No, you're not.
One good year.
No, you're not.
One good year. One good playoff run.
Nope.
And they pay him. He's going to fall off next year. He's about to Joe Flacco in Oklahoma City.
He is the worst best player in the league that I've ever seen. Anytime there's been a best player in the league, they have definitely been better than what he currently is in the league.
Like 2 or 3 people right now.
Yeah. And he got can you imagine being the best player in the league like Patrick Ewing was, or like Akeem Olajuwon was, or like you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Obviously, it was LeBron for a long time, so that kind of screwed everything up for all
Sure.
those other people. And just looking at SGA and going, how much?
With
How much money? David Robinson goes, how much money did he just get?
I mean, with inflation, he's probably underpaid.
Oh, yes.
David Robinson probably made twice what he did in his era.
Well, in Texas, there's no income tax.
No income tax.
Yeah. In Oklahoma.
And Oklahoma City is just Texas.
It's
Texas North.
Oklahoma is rough.
Welcome to Oklahoma. You get a free red hat.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Oklahoma, where we got 2 things, and one of them ain't Yanks. Well, I guess technically he's from Canada, so what's that? Canucks?
Syrup sippers.
Yeah. Yeah. If I knew anything about history, I'd tell you why I love the War of 1812. That's what they say, but they don't. They don't know
I'm not a big fan of Canada.
Yeah.
A bunch of beady-eyed, floppy-head weirdos.
Hey, speaking of.
But that SGA,
Yeah.
one of the good
He
ones.
can hoop. Do you think this is going to screw up him becoming a Raptor?
Oh, Toronto Raptor.
Toronto Raptor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he had aspirations of turning into a dinosaur.
Yes.
Okay. And don't we all?
Not. Is this because the new Jurassic World's out? Is this
No.
why you're saying this?
I remember when I was a kid, I used to play with trucks in the sandbox and have dinosaur fights. I got to an age where I can buy a truck,
Okay. Yeah.
but I
okay.
could never become a dinosaur.
Okay.
Now SGA, he's got the Raptor money. He could become a dinosaur whenever he wants.
Well, I can't believe they signed him to this contract instead of signing DeAndre Ayton.
You could get 16 DeAndre Aytons for what they just paid SGA.
We could have got him before the contract, and then
And you get a Ayton, and
Yeah.
you get a Ayton. Has he signed yet, by the way?
Isaiah, is he signed yet? By the way,
No, he is not, but he posted a picture with a hat on that had LA on the front.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
And,
For Los Alamos.
you put something like that up in your story right now. I mean,
Like-
everyone's talking about Aiden to the Lakers, and you post a picture with LA on the
like
front of your
a
hat.
Dodgers hat or like a different kind of hat.
I can't tell.
What?
I think the LA they all got the same the logo. With the
What?
L and the A is a little lower than the L.
Well, that's a Dodgers cap. Is it a Dodgers cap?
If I had to put money on it, probably.
That is an LA Dodgers cap.
Now, which island is he from?
Which island?
Yeah.
Portland, I believe.
No,
He just came from Portland.
well, yeah, but he's from the Bahamas, right? Bahamian?
I think that is nope. I was gonna say Embiid.
He's
He's
100%
He's Cameroonian.
Embiid? Yes. I believe he's from the Bahamas.
Bahamas?
I think so.
I don't think Bahamas is a real place. It's just an invented place from
For
the Beach Boys
for
hit
books.
song.
yes, it's
Oh wait, that's Kokomo. My bad.
Kokomo is not real.
Kokomo's not real. Bahamas are real. Bahamian.
Is that what it was? Is it the Bahamas? Did you look?
Yes, it's Bahamas.
See, I told you. I imagine that's a big baseball culture down there.
I would say so. Yeah,
Yeah.
but not for 7-foot dudes.
I know for a fact 7-foot dudes play the sports because I watch also the best social media PR team in the game is Victor Wembanyama. Not even close. Because I watched a video of him the other day and I never see videos of things
Mhm.
where he was kicking a free kick in a pickup soccer game from midfield and just iced the corner of the goal with it. Which they had to try it 100 times before this highlight came out.
I don't know. He's French.
He is French.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you
I will put it in your corner.
kick this soccer ball to me.
Mm.
Step one.
Ah,
Step two.
that's a good one.
The goal.
Yes, it is the high 90. I will hit it. Is that what he says?
Yes.
I'm in on that. And then he
I will not bend it like Beckham.
no.
I will build it like Thierry Henry.
Andre DeJoyan.
Oh, okay.
He's French.
He is French.
Yeah, his
His name's Andre.
name's Andre.
Mhm.
So Andre, Dayton watch. All
Okay.
right, updates
Dayton
on-
watch all day.
All right, Isaiah, get us the final update on Dayton watch as we're doing Dayton watch all day.
Gotcha.
Wait, is it DeAndre Ayton or is it Dayton?
Well, you put it
definitely
together.
DeAndre Ayton.
All right, so I put them together.
It's
though.
D. Ayton.
It's D8 watch.
Dayton watch.
Dayton
I was gonna
watch.
see if-
Triple
I thought
gold
the
D's.
Yeah.
I thought the Daytona 500 is going on right now or something.
Is that current? So that's the one that starts the year. That's in
Hmm.
February every year.
Okay, so I missed it by a little bit.
It's the weekend after the Super Bowl. They do it. They start off with their Super Bowl. That's what they say. They say it's the NASCAR Cup start series. Also, if he was wearing a NASCAR hat, then I would think he's going to. And I actually don't know what cities NASCAR play in. Racing, competing, existing, are in,
What?
circle in,
Okay.
turn in.
Left in.
Yeah, left in. DeAndre Ayton
Hey.
left in.
What are you doing today?
Show from Rio Bravo Brewery.
Oh, you'd rather do that than take 2,000 left-hand turns today?
That's what it could be if it's upwards of 500.
500 laps is 2,000 left turns, right?
And it's like not quite 500 miles, which is equally confusing.
Is it miles?
So a track, not all tracks are 1 mile.
Yeah. Make it whatever you want. It's like a baseball field.
It's similar.
Yeah.
I do think there's, in bank tracks, I do think there's degree rules.
Okay.
It's
Like if somebody hits your bumper, you give them the 3rd degree.
is this because you ran into a chair in the car wash the other day? Is that why you're bringing this up?
Yeah.
Have you ever been on a NASCAR circle track deal?
Oh, no. I have hobbies and interests
Okay, so
and friends and family that
I
I
have-
enjoy very much.
I have been on one.
Okay.
And it is so steep that if you tried to walk up it, you would not be able to.
How
Like,
about a video on the internet of Wembanyama doing it?
he could do it because he's a monk.
Mm-hmm.
He could do it with a basket of goods on his head.
Agree. He could backflip up that thing.
What are you doing?
What? That's what monks do.
No, you could backflip down because of the way gravity works. But if you go up, there's just not enough room for your legs.
Spoken like a guy who's not a monk.
I'm a monk friends here.
That's nice.
All right, so Isaiah, we need our DeAndre Ayton update. Where is he officially in this moment?
I don't have that track.
Well,
But if he signs to a basketball team, I'll 100% get that information.
So the current update is not signed,
Yes.
but Miles Turner is.
Yes.
Okay, there's your update. Miles Turner is going to play for the Milwaukee whatevers, and this is a big deal because they got rid of their shooting guard with bad knees. That sucks. If you're, I guess, Antetokounmpo. I don't know. Damian Lillard just wasn't the thing.
I don't. Well, he's not going to be the thing next year.
Well, he's not going to be the thing again. You got to cut him right now. Now, it is kind of a bad faith, ugly move because you would like for him to be insured and receive medical care. So I don't really know what the plan is there. Also, for all we know, Damian Lillard was like, hey, I want to go to the best surgeons in Portland. And then Milwaukee was like, that's not a sentence.
You think all the good surgeons in Portland
Nope.
fled the city?
I don't think of that town as a aspiring medical community.
A medical destination?
No, you go out there, they just put they in between their two palms, like the way that Mr. Miyagi used to put his hands together to cure Danielson.
Yeah.
Except they put a psychedelic mushroom in there and grind it up with their palms.
Did you say Danielson?
Danielson.
His name was Danielson.
That's what I said.
Danielson wasn't his last name.
Yeah.
It's Danielson.
He was his son.
It wasn't his son.
I thought his name was Daniel's son.
When that movie came out, there's definitely no 23andMe, but I don't need it. He was not his son.
We don't know.
Son.
Daniel's son.
I wouldn't call him his son.
That's what I thought he was saying. I thought he had to go over there because it was like his birth father or something. Like, didn't he have to leave the mean streets of Philadelphia because he was bullied to go to a different part of town or something? And then Mr. Miyagi was there, and
you're confusing
1 and 2.
Karate Kid with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Very similar stories.
Am I actually thinking of Airborne?
Ralph Macchio, Daniel,
son,
went to go live with an 80-year-old Japanese man, and Will got to go live with a rich family in Beverly Hills.
Will Smith.
Correct.
Yeah. Now, Danielson's girlfriend in The Karate Kid, actually the antagonist in the whole movie.
She wasn't great.
No.
No.
She put him in some tough spots.
Correct.
He had to fight strangers that he otherwise could have avoided completely.
Yeah.
She was not honest about her relationship status up front. And she could obviously recognize he was in a tumultuous place in life due to his dress, demeanor, and the fact that he lived with an 80-year-old Japanese man.
For sure. And he didn't know how to sweep either. That's a big red flag.
Oh,
it's a big red flag.
On the list of people that could not wax on or wax off.
Number 1.
Yeah. And you would think if your name is Daniel On, then you could wax on.
Still not his name.
When we get back from the break, we're live from Rio Bravo Brewery. It's a Taco Tuesday. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
This message is brought to you by the
came to play. We 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 came to play.
Welcome back to Two Men On. We're at Rio Bravo Brewery. 420, everyone.
Yeah, man.
Years ago, I worked in alternative rock radio.
Okay.
And every day on the alternative rock station, they would play Bob Marley at 420, man.
Oh, love that.
Yeah. I think that's kind of a thing people don't do anymore.
Also, June's over, so no more alternative rocking.
Oh.
Just good old regular, traditional,
Straight
family
laced,
value
Yeah,
rocking.
correct. So anyway, here's Conway Twitty.
Hello, darling. Nice to see you.
It's been a long time.
That is a sediment of people, where they say, finally, June's behind us. You go, what?
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 So you just hide indoors every June.
Gosh. Oh, well,
So you don't.
with the temperature these days, I mean, I don't mind that.
You gotta. That's the only month some populations wear a mask. So they don't want to catch the gay
it's out
in
there.
June.
It's out there.
Now we're in July. You're in the clear.
I'm going to say some stuff to you.
Okay.
The Milwaukee Bucks have waived Damian Lillard. So the remaining $113 million on his contract is just available. So they brought in Miles Turner.
Correct.
Who, I don't know if you know, but he recently played in the finals.
Yeah.
And he did pretty good.
Yeah. He's a good basketball
Good
player.
basketball player.
Good basketball
Now, he couldn't play with Indiana anymore. By the way, I think Indiana and Milwaukee is a big rivalry, but I don't think anyone knows that except for those two.
It's not a rivalry until everyone knows about it.
Okay.
Then it's just a kerfuffle.
It's currently
Yeah.
It's currently a waboob.
Are you reaching for the reference from yesterday's program?
Yes.
When a haboob
That is what
was
I said.
supposed to blow through town.
That is correct.
Okay.
It's
that
a
is
dust up.
It's correct. My assumption. It is incorrect. The word you said aloud.
It was. I want to make sure I'm very clear. It's a dust up, is what I was trying to
A
say.
real dust up.
It's a real dust up.
You got a good old Donnybrook going on in between Indiana and Milwaukee.
A habooby. It's a dust up.
You weren't listening yesterday when we described haboob, were we?
You said it's a dusty boy.
Yep, that's it. An old dust up.
That's what I thought.
A fracas of sorts, really, in between Indiana and
I'm drawing this line in the
Wisconsin.
The neighboring states of Indiana and Wisconsin.
Are they neighboring?
Nope.
I was gonna say.
So that $113 million, it's available, and then 1 second later, it's gone.
Immediately.
Within
minutes.
Yeah. So Miles Turner gets to leave loser Tyrese Halliburton, because you remember his Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
So the Indiana Pacers were never going to be good at basketball again.
Saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah. And then he said, well, I'd really like to go to the Bucks, but they have loser Damian Lillard's Achilles.
Not anymore.
He's gone. So now he is there, upgrade for everyone in Milwaukee. But I feel like Giannis is a sensitive guy, so he's probably struggling a little bit with this. But now Damian Lillard is arguably in the best position any athlete has professionally been in the history of all sports, because as soon as his Achilles heals, he gets to
Achilles heel. Nice.
He gets to Kevin Durant himself onto a contender team, but it won't look weird because he's available at that time.
Not next year. It's not a contender.
No, not next year.
2 years.
In 2 years.
Be pretty good.
He's the best player hurt that I've seen waived since Brandon Waugh.
You talking about the National Basketball Association player Brandon Roy?
Yes.
Okay. And you're confusing him with hockey player Patrick Waugh?
And Mike Roy, who I learned about yesterday.
Okay.
A lot of callbacks in this segment.
You're reaching a lot on yesterday's program. I don't hate it.
It's pretty sweet. It's also pretty sweet that all the stuff that was supposed to happen yesterday is happening today.
Yes, correct.
Makes it way better.
The more fun stuff is today. Also, it's pretty appropriate that Damian Lillard gets waived and bought out and his guaranteed kick down the road on all days but Barry Bonds. Excuse me. Good Lord, Bobby Bonilla Day.
Is it still Bobby Bonilla Day?
It's Bobby Bonilla Day today.
1.3 million.
Another 1 point whatever millies.
I think it's 3.
Is it 3? 1.35.
That with inflation, it's $600.
Here's some eggs.
Yesterday, here were the highlights. Yesterday, we were on the show. We were going, Memphis Grizzlies signed Ty Jerome, and that was the highlights. And today, it's best injured player in the league cut, and dude that you never thought was going to leave a championship contending team walks out the door. That's way better than yesterday.
That is fun.
That's so much better. NBA.
Yeah. Michael Porter Jr. got traded. Oh, yeah? One of the greatest basketball players of our generation got hurt and then kicked to the curb.
Yeah. Now, the only thing that could top this is if the Lakers trade Luka to Dallas for Flag.
Yeah.
That's the only move I see.
The Milwaukee Bucks, Lance Armstrong, Damian Lillard, when he got hurt.
I see what you did there.
If you don't know that reference, say, greatest bicyclist of all time, Lance Armstrong, left his wife for Sheryl Crow when she got sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that before or after he got popped?
During is the wild part.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe she was more supportive.
I think underwear is very supportive of Lance Armstrong's issues.
Livestrong bracelets were cool.
I'm proud to say,
never
wore a Livestrong bracelet. Live weak.
That's what you would say.
Yeah. It's like a faded green color bracelet.
I had a bunch of them that I had acquired as a child from the counter of the gas station.
And you're talking about theft.
No.
You pilfered Livestrong bracelets?
And then I sold them at school for quite a markup as a child.
I don't think your markup went to cancer research, did it?
No.
What kind of research did it go to, Fred?
Buying Mike and Ike's.
Not kegs for the weekend bash.
Whatever thing that was trending, that was my thing to take it to school and sell it.
Yeah, pretty smart. Pretty smart. I did slap bracelets.
Yeah, 100%.
That's how old I am. You buy them in bulk.
Speaking of bulk, we got Isotopes tickets for tomorrow. You have to come here to Rio Bravo Brewery to get them.
In person only.
In person only. No, we're not trying to burden Isaiah with the phone lines today. You come down.
In person.
Yeah, in person. And we're going to give you like physical hard tickets.
Well, they're not that hard. They're very malleable, bendable.
They're not paper.
They're paper tickets.
Yeah, but they're not malleable. They're like that thick ticket gauge
that people just aren't used to anymore. You know, no one ever gets a ticket in their hand
unless it's a police officer.
It's always in their Apple Wallet.
My Apple Wallet is full of things, including my digital ID, which has made my life so much easier.
In places that accept it and are used to using it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a way bigger hassle.
If someone says they don't accept it, here's the thing I say. I say, what other regular stuff do you struggle with?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I said, what other laws do you choose to not follow?
I've been to a lot of point of sales that don't even accept tap yet, so I'm not really confident about the digital IDs.
I'm confident in the digital ID. And also now it has a part where you can click the 3 little dots.
Ooh.
And then it shows like all your stuff.
What does all your stuff mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can't
like full frontal?
And you can't screenshot it.
That's cool.
Yeah. That way I can't, because you know how Isaiah is, he would take my picture and use it.
Correct. Twins, basically. Yeah.
He would
way
go
closer than Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
In the movie
Twins. That's accurate.
Yeah.
So let's go Damian Lillard.
They did him dirty. He deserves better.
What are you doing?
But at least they Bobby Bonilla'd him, and like he knows he's going to get paid for the next 5 years or however long they spread it.
And then he gets signed to whatever team, gets paid by whatever team that signs him,
and keeps the money.
So he can sign for the non-taxable mid-level exemption. Join the Dallas Mavericks in their second.
Come to the Houston Rockets. Everyone else is going to be there.
Is Chris Paul going to sign with the Bucks, and then he's going to become the point guard that they need that they don't currently have?
Good.
These are all very good plans.
It's a very good plan.
I should play NBA GM.
If I had a young point guard, a rookie or a second-year guy
Okay, if you
who
had
needed
one
some
of those-
veteran leadership,
yeah,
I would have had Chris Paul on my team already.
doing what?
Let's say like a team that maybe had the second pick in the draft this year.
Okay,
Just got a new
Yeah.
young point
I see
guard
what you're doing.
that's going to need to be molded and shaped into, a good NBA professional basketball player. You could use a guy like Chris Paul. Chris Paul to the Spurs.
Yes. We continue from Rio Bravo Brewery. When we get back, it's 2 Men On. 95.9 FM and AM 610. Come get our Ice Dubs tickets. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to Team and On, Rio Bravo Brewery. Van, what is that stack of stuff in front of you? What is that?
Okay, what we have here is it's an item, and they're called tickets.
All right.
They grant you access to events.
All right. Now, what event are those for?
Oh, excellent question. Good
Okay.
follow-up.
Okay.
You're good at journalism.
Thank you.
They would be for the Albuquerque Isotopes
Before or be after?
versus the El Paso Chinchillas tomorrow, 12:05 p.m. It's a day game. PM, not AM. That'd be weird.
So, okay. So start your 4th of July weekend off early
Correct.
with day game baseball.
First off, quit your job. You hate it already.
Yeah.
Quit your job.
Okay.
Quit your job.
Hold on. You're
Come
really,
to Rio Bravo Brewing
hold on.
because you don't call Zay.
You're speaking to me right now. 'cause
What? Hold on.
I'm hearing you.
No, you don't quit this job.
Oh,
Not at least for the next hour and a half ish.
we are on till 6:15
Yeah.
today. Josh Sushan will join us at 6.
If you're gonna quit, make it after 6:15.
Yeah.
Okay. But everyone else listening, that's not Fred or Zay,
Yeah.
quit your job. Just don't show up tomorrow. Come down to Rio Bravo Brewing.
Come to Rio Bravo Brewery.
I will give you X amount of tickets.
X is what you're going to give it to him.
I will. And I will definitely give you 2. I will, in all likelihood, give you 4.
Yeah.
But if you schmooze me a little bit,
Yeah.
you tell me I'm handsome,
Mm-hmm.
you tell me I smell delicious,
Yeah.
I'll give you just about any number you make up.
Some.
Some. More than 2 or 4.
Yes.
Mhm. That's how it works.
Now, hear me out. Keep it in consecutive positive integers.
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
So I'm just going to skip tickets.
Am I the only person in sports talk with a degree in this whole industry? Am I the only human being?
Zay, do you have a degree or did you drop out?
I have a the degree in high school.
He has a degree in high school,
Okay.
which I'm not sure if I do. Okay. It's been so long. I'm not sure if I really graduated. They gave me a piece of paper and a boot in the rear.
As I recall, they did not give me a piece of paper. They gave me an empty book on the stage,
And then mailed you a
and then
piece
later mailed me a piece of paper.
once you paid your library fees.
Yes.
Yeah.
They said, "Now, Fred, we noticed you parked in the parking lot all year, but we don't have on receipt to where you paid the $5 or whatever."
Mhm.
And I said, "See ya!"
Adios.
Yeah, and they said, "Not if you're trying to go to college."
They don't care either.
They
High school just wants your time. College just wants your money.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the one getting the education right now.
Mm-hmm.
Giving it to me. School of Hard Knocks, man.
Friend of the show, besides quitting your job, let me give you some more bad
Okay,
advice.
here we go.
Just enroll your 12-year-old in college. They'll let them.
That part's real.
You don't need a high school degree.
That part's very
You don't need a high school degree. You don't need a GED.
Nope.
That's an old wives' tale.
That is correct.
They will just let you go to college.
Yes.
Anyone can attend college.
Yes.
If you can afford the credits, anybody can go. If they're going to let a 70-year-old Rodney Dangerfield go back to school, then they'll let anybody.
I think the best example of this is Asher Roth.
Okay? I don't understand the reference. Go on.
To college.
Is Asher Roth like an Ivy League school I never heard of?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, it's a law firm
It
that
is.
gets you into
It
college.
very much
it's a-
sounds like a law.
It's a law firm that represents 12-year-olds
Uh-huh.
who a radio host told them to just enroll for college.
Uh.
When they get denied, you can be represented by Asher Roth. Is that what you were saying?
Asher Roth is perhaps
Okay.
in the world of pop, hip hop, one-hit wonders,
Mm-hmm.
might be at the very top.
Okay.
Known for a song called "I Love College."
You know what?
Yep.
I didn't know that song was by that person. It all comes together.
He looks exactly like you.
Does he really?
Yep.
Okay.
In every single measurable way. You're as nerdy as Asher.
Good Lord.
Who rapped about loving college.
I just Googled this guy,
Mm-hmm.
and holy moly. I need to match 23andMe's with this dude.
You should. You if you and him switch places in a comedic style movie of Fish Out of Water,
Correct.
then you would come out with a hit banger song called I Mess with Grad School,
Mhm.
and then you would take over this radio show. Oh, gosh. Because we're on location, we can't just play this song for you right now. But
That's kind of spooky.
how much he looks like you.
That's more than I imagined.
Yeah.
There's a picture of him like with a sensible mustache and a haircut and a flannel, and we could be brothers, definitely cousins.
See, there you go.
All right, I learned something new today. I got a doppelganger in the one-hit wonder world.
And that doppelganger loves college.
Okay.
Come get your Ice Tubs tickets from us. We're at Rio Bravo Brewery. 2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. think I have. I think I'm comfortable now
Oh, good.
announcing this to the friends of the show.
All right.
Okay. I know we had a conversation about if we were going to go public. Obviously, change is incredibly hard, especially when you have the friends of the show like we do.
Mm-hmm.
But in unison with Bobby Bonilla Day,
Okay.
you and I will be retiring from radio in exactly 10 more years.
If the money's right.
Yes.
If inflation doesn't get too bad.
Yeah.
Because we obviously just got bought out.
We did.
And with a deferred contract.
Yeah.
So.
Till 2035, does Bobby Bonilla receive $1.19 million every single year?
Genius.
10 more years.
Genius.
It's a Bobby Bonilla Day celebration, and you can come get some ice tub tickets from us here at Rio Bravo Brewery. Also, we don't mention it enough, but through 2028, so that's only 3 more years after this, he collects $500,000 today from the Baltimore Orioles.
You beat me to it.
Yep.
You beat me because
you didn't remember what team it was.
It goes, no, I did. I just couldn't remember the amount. It goes without saying that the 1.35 million for like 50 years or whatever it ended up being is incredible.
1.19.
19? Is it 19?
19.
But also, he's like, hey, this is a good deal for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do it again with the next contract I signed. And he did it again to the Baltimore Orioles. That one only goes till 2028. So he's gonna be a little flush after that.
Now, if you remember,
doubt it.
Steve Cohen offered to every single July 1st give him an oversized check and like on field for the Mets, or whatever the home thing is at the time. But he did not want to do that because he hates the Mets. But he cashes that 1.19. Also, if it didn't show up into my account at 12:01 a.m. on July the 1st, I'd be losing it.
Yeah. WID sent to Steve Cohen. What you doing, man?
Oh.
What you doing?
See, I didn't. Okay.
What you doing?
I didn't get that one.
Yeah. If it gets all the way up to like 12:15, you text him back again. He said, I'm consulting J.G. Wentworth.
Because he has an annuity?
Because he needs catch now.
Yeah. Also, Steve Cohen, the richest owner in baseball. Also, the Mets and what they're currently doing. Also, my now adult understanding of inflation and the value of time. This isn't really that bad of a deal in hindsight.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But what the contract was worth versus what they ended up paying was an incredible deal. But compared to what Steve Cohen just paid for Juan Soto,
yes,
he probably wouldn't even sign that check. He would have somebody stamp that check because the $1.19 million isn't worth his time.
The Mets agreed to make annual payments of near $1.9 million for 29 years, starting July 1st, 2011, including a negotiated 8% interest.
So smart.
It was the buyout of a $6 million contract.
Yeah. Incredible. Just absolutely genius.
And then Shohei kind of did something like that.
Everyone on the Dodgers did that. Just not as ridiculous as this. They just got their actual money deferred at the same rate. Bobby Bonilla got like $50 million extra dollars. All the deferred contracts on the Dodgers, insane amounts of money. We'll just breeze through that point. But it's the amount they agreed to. So they're getting slightly less money with inflation. Bobby Bonilla got so much more money.
Well, and so the idea was, if you remember, this was a Bernie Madoff thing.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Bernie Madoff, who is probably dead, he told the Mets, no, use the money right now instead to invest into my Ponzi scheme.
Correct.
And then pay him out over time, and you'll be making greater than 8% interest off my Ponzi scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you'll be winning you. Mets. But instead just become a notorious Ponzi scheme.
Should have just bought Amway.
It's also a Ponzi scheme. Fred Wilpon, is that who was there then? Is that who was the guy?
That sounds correct.
Because he was all caught up
Wilpon.
in that too.
Yeah.
There you go.
It wasn't Steve Cohen. He came in clean. It was the previous regime.
Yeah, no, he seems like he's got his stuff together.
I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't anticipating higher than 8% returns on $5.9 million under the advisement of Ponzi schemer Bernie Madoff.
Who made off with all of their money.
Well, the returns were actually the monies of the new investors. That's how a Ponzi scheme works.
Correct. Can't go forever.
It's problematic. Someone's,
Yeah. It'll hit a wall eventually. Smooth sailing in the beginning.
you know, you can only give out so many Blockbuster membership cards before everyone in town has one.
Yeah.
At that point,
Sure.
if part of your quota as the clerk at the Blockbuster video rental is to make sure you're getting new members at the Blockbuster video rental,
Mhm.
you can't
Yeah.
if everyone is already a member.
Correct. Yeah. Once you do that, you max out that contract. Then you take your talents to Hastings. RIP to both of them.
Now, did Hastings have a membership as well?
You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
Yeah. Because they were just sales. They weren't rentals.
Hastings,
No, Hastings did rentals. You had to have a Hastings card.
you did.
Yes.
Am I thinking of Sam Goody?
Sam Goody's only sales.
No,
Hastings also did rentals. Yeah. Correct.
Blockbuster rentals for sure.
Blockbuster rentals only. Hastings rentals and
Now,
sales.
You're incorrect. So you could buy from Blockbuster. Now, they were previously viewed.
Yeah.
Now, you could buy previously
But that's
viewed.
after their big run. You don't want a used
Yeah.
VCR tape.
If you want
You want
Gladiator,
to go get the new boy from Hastings down the street.
Gladiator was on the shelf for 10 weeks before you're able to buy it. That's a fact.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if they rented every single day for $5
Yes.
for 10 weeks, that's 70 times 5, which is a high number.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, it was.
And then they sell it to you at a discounted rate.
Yeah, just to get it off the shelves.
Yeah, it's got to
Well,
make.
we used to have 200 gladiators.
Yeah.
Now we need like 5.
Yeah. So,
What are we going to do with all these extra gladiator tapes? Sell them to some sucker
yeah.
who doesn't know how microfilm works.
Suckers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, lots of different ones. You would just sell one.
Well, one at a time.
One at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they said we got to make room on this wall for Blue Crush.
Good. It's a deep cut, dude. Well done.
That was the movie. Though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's the one that replaced Gladiator.
yeah.
Yeah.
Timeline, because Gladiator came out
It
in
wasn't.
2000.
Are you sure it wasn't Kevin Costner's hit, The Postman? You sure that's not the one
I
that
believe that
replaced
came
Gladiator?
out before.
Oh, was that
Yeah,
before?
it's before.
Damn it.
Yeah, yeah. Excuse me. I'm here looking for the Tokyo Drift.
Mm.
It's a Fast and the Furious number.
Now, to me, that seems way after.
It's a little after.
Just a little after?
So
Okay.
the first Fast and the Furious was after the first Gladiator.
Was it not Mel Gibson's smash hit, The Patriot?
The Patriot came out in 2004,
Okay.
I think.
You have like a savant-esque recollection when
These
Mel
terrible
Gibson's
films.
smash hits all came out.
Yeah. It was a life changer.
Okay.
I know it was on DVD. You get it on DVD
Yeah, tapes were kind of off the shelves by then.
at Blockbuster.
They always kept like one or two, though.
Yeah. Now, and the thing
Because
with
if your grandma
uh-huh.
wants to watch Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, you know she ain't got a DVD player.
No. You would
You
go
got to get her a VHS.
you would make friends with the kid at the Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And then you would bring him edible brownies. And then he would give you the posters.
I mean, you talking about like weed edible brownies?
Yes, yeah, that is correct.
Oh, you could. At the time, they were just weed brownies.
Correct.
Edibles are a new term. That's like a whole genre.
Oh,
It was just weed brownies.
yeah. You would take those
Yeah.
to the kid at the counter.
You would hope that they were edible. at the time.
Correct.
Not edibles. You would hope they were edible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he would give you the pop-up cardboard cutout of Keanu Reeves in The Matrix. And that was
there's no way. There's no way you got your hands on that.
Why do you
It
think
was already promised before it even came in.
You don't know about this trade I made.
Oh, okay. You got an inside man, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
His name was Harry.
You sure it wasn't Larry Fishburne?
Lawrence.
He was Larry when he started his career.
Oh, you're talking about Bernard Madoff. That's the guy who did Bobby Bonilla Day. We're at the break. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 Men On with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Sports Animal.
Welcome back to 2 Men On. We are just 1 hour away from Josh Sushan joining us, and Van's taking an extra second to get at the microphone because a friend of the show won't leave him alone about Isotopes tickets. Here's the problem, Van. You got to get these friends of the show right.
Tell me.
Grow up.
Oh, good luck with that. I know my audience.
Speaking of Bobby Bonilla Day, which has happened every single day, and every single July 1st until 2035, I have another instance of deja vu, Van.
Okay, hit me.
There's a fan of Diamondbacks games that's interfered with Diamondbacks games every year for the last 4 years, and he sits in the same seat every single game, and I guess that's like his spot, and he robs home runs all the time.
I'm familiar with his game.
Yes.
He's incredible at it. He has both been chastised for causing a fracas at D-back Stadium, and
Egre-
also
he's egregious.
He's also sneakily got the D-backs a home run that wasn't challenged. He is good at this.
He's very good.
Yeah.
Now,
Instead of framing pitches, he just kind of like sneakily like reaches over and steals a home run for the good guys.
he goes, got him.
Got him.
Mine. He's like Pac-Man.
Huh.
So he, the one last night was a little extreme, and I had not heard of him. Now, are you familiar with Zach Hampel?
I am not.
So Zach Hampel is famed for catching like
The foul ball guy.
Yes.
Yeah, the home run ball guy.
Yes.
Never mind. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
the batting
Traverses
practice
the
guy.
country.
Yeah,
Takes people on tours.
and shows them the best way
Schools them how
Yeah.
to get fouls and homers.
to snag dingers. His thing is he's really good at nabbing dingers. Okay.
The old dinger nab.
Yeah, he's the dude who goes out there and just shows you how to bring him in.
Yes.
So they should face off.
He got his hands on more dongs than Sean Puffy Combs.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
Needs to face off. They need to
Okay.
put them next to each other.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think he's ever interfered with an in play ball.
That we know.
Yeah.
Off the top of our head without any research whatsoever.
Now, this gentleman's name, which I don't know. Do you put this public? Is he trying to be public?
I think it's too late for that. The cat is out of the proverbial bag, Fred.
Because it's being reported elsewhere? Is that why?
I think, yes, that's correct.
All right, so his name is Tim Tawa. Tim Tawa.
Oh, Timmy T?
Oh, yeah. So T squared. is-
Double T's?
Yeah, TT.
Got them double T's.
Yeah, he's like your Mexican aunt. TT.
Oh, okay.
Was that correct?
That's super close.
How would you have said it? Is that Puerto Rican? Is that a Puerto Rican thing?
Let's go with Puerto Rico.
Will you help me appropriate?
Nope.
So TT. He just jumps in the way all the time. That's his deal. So I think, and you might feel like I'm overreacting, but I say send him to jail
To jail
right away
for catching balls.
in El Salvador.
He is just protecting his own physical form. This is self-preservation. Those balls are flying at him upwards of 90 miles an hour.
They're not
And if
flying
they're
at him.
going that far, upwards of 100 miles an hour, that is self-defense 101.
The Dodgers have a little jail in their stadium.
A lot of stadiums do. Almost every NFL stadium does. And a lot of baseball stadiums.
Does Chase Field? Is it still called Chase Field in Arizona?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go yes.
I'm going to say yes.
I
as
went to
well.
Chase Field a couple years ago. I'm going to say it hasn't changed yet.
You and I have been together, and
Together. Multiple times.
I don't know why that is your measuring stick of what it is called.
We saw
Yeah, I went up to Sears
we
Tower
saw
one time.
Trevor Rogers' MLB debut there.
Are you talking about Trevor Rogers, who has plate appearances?
Correct. Even though in the age of designated hitter, pitcher Trevor Rogers from Carlsbad, New Mexico, got a couple at bats in yesterday.
Why?
The catcher moved spots, and there's a DH spot open, and they couldn't add a DH, so the pitcher hit in the DH spot.
So what? No decision?
The dude could hit in high school, just like every MLB pitcher was a stud shortstop in high school.
Yeah.
But they haven't swung a bat in 6, 8, whatever years because they specialize as a pitcher.
Yes.
That was the case for Trevor Rogers yesterday.
Did he look like he hadn't?
It looked like he was trying to get flies off of his porch.
Get
It
away.
was pretty bad. 2 at bats, 2 Ks.
It's wild whenever if you swing a bat, but you make the lightsaber sound.
Yeah.
Wom, wom.
He's shooting a blaster too.
Oh, what?
A blaster.
What? That's a bad guy?
That's a Star Wars gun, a blaster. Because you didn't just do lightsaber noises, you did pew pew noises too. You kind of mixed your lore.
So I didn't know they were called blasters. I thought they were called laser guns.
Also, congratulations! It's 5:00. We're at Rio
Let's
Bravo
go.
Brewing. I got myself a Mexican lager. Let's go.
Go. So the Diamondbacks have tried nothing. They're all out of ideas, except now everyone's talking about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So now he needs to get a Diamondbacks jersey, and then on the back it has to have that one needs to be the name. No, that guy, and then the number 1, because no one's going to remember his name as TT. Everyone's just going to call him that one guy, and he needs to get high fives as he walks throughout the concourse forever.
Sure.
And he needs to, until his instincts get the worst of him, and he helps an opposing team get a home run.
Well, he could, like the same thing, how he like robs them right over the rail and brings them in for a home run. He could do the same thing. He could just like swat them back into the field if it's the opposing team.
Get away. Like when you're trying to put out a grease fire in an Airbnb you're staying in, but you don't know where any of the implements of destruction are because you didn't bother to go through the cabinets before.
Oh, you didn't read the 3-ring binder that's on the coffee table that tells you where the fire extinguisher is?
I'm gonna shoot you real straight on this Airbnb stuff. Miss me. Like all I need is the code to the door.
Well, how do you know how the Roku works then?
I'm not staying in your Airbnb to watch your Roku.
How dare you? It's already preloaded.
With the previous
with early
tenants.
2000s smash hit. Too Fast, Too Furious.
That's a sweet movie. Tokyo Drift. Every time I've been to an Airbnb, it's someone else's Netflix still logged in.
Yeah. You just screw up their algorithm.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
And you put on adult MA filters and a password.
I'm just going to put the Baby Shark video on over and over again on mute while I'm sleeping.
Are you talking about YouTube or
and then
Netflix?
when they wake up, doesn't Netflix have
a
Baby Shark
I don't
series?
know the answer to that.
I'm going to play that over and over and over again and screw up their algorithm.
A lot of people will say, how did you get away with robbing that home run the first time? And then you say, you mean the second time?
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody else will say, it's 4 times, right? This dude does it all the time.
I can't wait to see a guy in the front row in left center field rob a home run in Groucho Marx glasses and an oversized hat.
I thought for sure you were going to go Shooter McGavin on this. I thought for sure you can be like, kick him off the tour, Doug. Like I thought for sure.
No, I want him there. You need him there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm now looking for him.
You don't want him on that wall. You need him on that wall.
That's a good one. You remember Marlins fan?
Oh, of course. He's still around. He hasn't quit.
Oh, he's still at it?
I see him every once in a while.
It didn't matter what game or stadium he was at. He wore like the bright orange everything.
Yeah, bright orange jersey and not a hat like an adult. He wore a bright orange visor.
A couple of years ago, he lost like millions of dollars.
Also, Marlins man, thank you for helping keep visors lame.
Do you remember when he lost a bunch of money to an embezzlement scandal?
That does not surprise me whatsoever. Did he buy the wrong season tickets?
Strong possibility. He's in Denver. He's like, what happened?
Oh no, these are actually WNBA tickets.
He was writing fake checks to himself. When you're rich, you can do that stuff.
I was going to say, that's normal. Don't you just do that one account to the other? Isn't that standard practice?
Yes, with a question mark.
Sure.
I don't love when fans screw up the thing, But if you're so good at screwing it up that you do it multiple times and catch national notoriety, I do then think I'm a fan.
Keep it up, dude. I'm into it.
And then when the Diamondbacks do absolutely nothing about it, embrace it.
Yeah.
Like if they go on to win another World Series, which they've done, run on the field. Just be part of the team. Also, if any outfielder says anything to you, be like, listen, I've been here for a long time. I've been patrolling this wall for a long time.
Yeah. I've been patrolling this wall longer than Jon Snow.
That's a Game of Thrones reference.
That's a Game of Thrones reference, yes.
I don't know how long he was on the wall.
Long enough to keep the White Walkers out.
I believe they killed him. I believe he died.
I didn't say he was good at it. Said he did it.
Also, he may have been friendly fired.
Oh, bummer. Man.
A lot of that show didn't make sense.
You got
at the
Pat
end.
Tillman, huh?
2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're live at Rio Bravo Brewery. How fortunate we are to have members from our community come in onto this very program and talk about the way that they are positively impacting the community that we live in, Van. Whenever we do that, it's thanks to our friends over at the Recognition Place.
Love them.
Now, the problem is also, if you want to go to the Recognition Place, that's trpnm.com or 505-881-9003. You can utilize Jason and all of his services to create plaques, crystal awards, art glass, acrylics, everything in between. And we use this opportunity to celebrate people.
Good.
But that's not right now because it's just Kyle Peterwolf. Kyle, welcome to the show. How are you?
Where that intro was going, I was like, this can't be about me.
No, there's no way.
Hey, can confirm as of March 29th, 2025, it was still called Chase Field.
Thank you for that.
Just
Thank
a little
you.
call back to the last segment.
Okay.
Yeah, we went out there. We went out there in March, and we were there for opening weekend and caught the Saturday game.
Who's we?
It was me and a couple of my friends. We were out there for my birthday.
All right, humble brag.
That he has friends.
Now, Kyle Biederwolf, who's a regular contributor to the program, showed up today to get Isotopes tickets. And then, Van, how would you describe the way he kept brushing his finger across the bill of his brand new Oklahoma City Championship Thunder hat?
Yeah, and he kept clearing his throat and like leaning forward, like putting his chin down to the point where this bill was covering his eyes and he couldn't make direct eye contact with me. Yeah, like that.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's been funny to watch all these other NBA moves, and all of this is happening just to beat a bunch of 24-year-olds who make TikToks.
A bunch of children and a white guy. Yeah.
Is that how you feel about this?
About the free agency so far?
That they're a bunch of children?
And a white guy.
Oh, I think they're a bunch of champions.
Dang.
It was pretty funny, though. So the mayor of Oklahoma City, starting from July 1st today, all the way through till July 29th or something.
Okay.
Seems legit.
Today is Clay Bennett Day, the owner of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Tomorrow is Sam Presti Day, the general manager.
I was about to ask if today was Clay Bennett Day, the
owner of the Oklahoma City
I
Thunder.
was about to ask that 2 seconds ago.
So, but one of the players that they have a day for is
Who is the mayor of Oklahoma City? Is it still Garth Brooks?
No,
Or is it somebody else?
That's a good question.
No,
it's David Holt,
Why do you know that?
never heard of him.
because he infiltrated himself into all of the success of the OKC Thunder, as any
Implement.
mayor would do.
Naturally.
But it's funny because they got rid of this guy Dylan Jones, who in a couple of days is going to have a day in Oklahoma City dedicated to him. But he has since been shipped to another team.
All right, where is he going?
Good question.
So how many days are there in a year?
Some.
Okay, so when Oklahoma City goes on their dynastic tour through the NBA and wins, what, 5 in a row?
It'll be 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5? Okay. Is there going to be enough days a year left over to give everyone a day? Because you can't just have one SGA day. They're going to win another one. You're going to have like SGA second championship day.
This is a good point.
Yeah, if they were smart, they would just stay consistent with like July 28th should be Shea Day for the next 4 years after they win the ship.
Well, you wear what number does he wear? 2?
He wears 2.
All right, so we need to get a number that has a 2 in it.
February 2nd.
That's
Yeah,
a go.
February
February
2nd.
2nd.
I don't know if that'll work. I don't know if the city will stay hype enough. That'll be right in the middle of the season. How is Shea going to celebrate a day for himself when they're 15 games of first place in the West?
When's tornado season?
There?
Yeah.
All the time. I think it's regularly. I think it stays tornado season.
April, in between April and June. That's a lot of tornado season.
Have you ever seen the movie Twister?
I think that's a quarter. Was that in Oklahoma?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was in like a made up place.
Oh,
Just fancy Hollywood. It was actually Oklahoma.
I don't know.
They're all very similar.
It could probably be Kansas. That's
All
where
the Dust Bowl,
where the-
same place.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them has more red hats.
Some more.
Yeah.
So now that you're the thing that you're the biggest fan of ever, the Oklahoma City Thunder is no longer a loser, which was the reason that you identified by it by so long.
Mhm.
What do you do with your fandom? Oh, stick with the Lobos.
Yeah, I was talking with my brother about this. He was asking me, and I'm going to make Van a little sad. He asked, "Are we going to lock into the MLB now?" And I said, "No. I've been doing 2 months straight of playoff basketball. I need a little break before the NFL starts back up. So I've been kind of like my own ESPN 8 the Ocho. The other day, I spent a couple hours watching Banana Ball, which I had never seen before. I know they came here so many times.
You didn't see them when they came here?
No, I've always been out of town. They've came here twice, right?
They're on Disney Plus now.
Oh yeah. Well, I was randomly on ESPN one day, and it was very enjoyable.
They
But
got-
that's the fan I am now. The most obscure sports that I can think of until week 1 when the Cowboys play first week.
You got
Thursday night
a little
against
skin in the game tonight for some Indonesian highlight.
yeah, you got that.
You've been watching that?
If you want where I'm putting my money, you have to subscribe to my email account.
Okay. Beaterbets.com.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
I do
good,
this
yeah.
for a living. Like, I'm very good at it.
Last night, Shohei throws one 101.7. That's the fastest he's ever thrown a ball ever
I saw this. This happened once before.
from him.
Yeah, it's in a documentary called Rookie of the Year about one time the Chicago
I don't
Cubs
know what that means.
and Henry Rowan Gardner shocked the MLB world that a child could pitch in Major League Baseball.
There
A
was
lot of people don't talk about it.
We didn't lead with the biggest shock today.
Uh-huh.
Coco Golf out of Wimbledon.
Yeah, first
Out
round.
opening round. See ya.
It's tough.
Not in love with the Coco.
Is that true, Kyle?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, just golfing.
No.
Just
She didn't want to play tennis this week. She wanted to go golf.
she wanted the holiday golf. You got one?
A lot of
I'm-
people have
I'm
long
not-
weekends this weekend, including Coco Golf.
Now, I know how you are, Kyle. Big sports guy. Big sports guy over here, Kyle Beaterwolf.
Uh-oh.
Not anymore.
You know the WNBA is expanding.
It is.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell me all about it.
Uh-oh. I know they're expanding to 3 cities. One of them is Philadelphia. And
Yes.
it's going to be expanding
To the-
27, 28, 29
Yeah, ironically to the D.
to Detroit.
Yes.
And the last one is Vegas already has a team. Utah?
It is Cleveland. That is correct.
Now
Now, you said Utah was a city, which I'm not going to hold against you, but
All right.
I'm in.
The capital is Utah City. Utah City, Utah.
Is that accurate?
No.
Oh.
No, it is not. Not even close.
Yeah. Well, thank God.
What's
So I saw something interesting today. You brought up Shohei.
okay?
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's new super max extension that he signed yesterday.
Who?
The MVP.
Oh, okay.
He's now the highest paid player in all of professional sports, higher than Shohei Ohtani.
But,
I think he's 78.1 and Shohei is 78.
now, hold on. They're giving him $78 million to play
I thought it
basketball?
was 56. I thought that was the max.
No, it's like congruently over the next couple of years, it'll get to 78.
Oh, it'll get to 78.
Oh.
No,
Not
no. I'm gonna fact
I don't think they
check
could legally
myself.
pay him $78 million yet.
Also, you said the phrase congruently, and that's where you lost me.
Oh, sorry. All right, let's see this.
4 years, 285 million. Now, I'm not telling you to do the math on that.
285 divided by 4.
Yes, that is accurate.
71.2.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Damn, I should have just stayed strong. I was correct.
You were congruent.
They didn't. Did they not consult the Baltimore Ravens on this contract? Because I'm getting big Joe Flacco vibes.
He's not.
Had one good year.
He's not.
One good year.
What are you doing?
One good playoff
hey.
run.
Average 33 years in a row. Was
Won the
second.
championship one time. Then
One
you pay
time.
this guy with no evidence, no resume whatsoever. Just had one good year.
If you retired today,
He only
you'd be a
got the
Hall of Famer.
MVP once.
He'd be a Hall of Famer if you retired
He
today.
only got the Finals MVP once. He only won one championship.
He'd be the Hall of Fame of what?
Shia LaBeouf, Gilgamesh Alejandro is Joe Flacco. I'm sorry for the future of your franchise.
This is an interesting take since like the final started and you were like, Thunder in 4. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's the best player on the
Well, I
world.
actually said Thunder in 3, but I was very wrong. I was very wrong. You know, I picked them to win the championship at the beginning of the year. And I picked them at the end of the regular season. And I picked them at the beginning of the finals. I was on your team. I was on your side.
You were sad when I drafted Shea Gilgeous-Alexander in our fantasy basketball league that I never once opened up again.
That's a pretty good point. Yeah. The results spoke for themselves.
Who won the league?
Oh, God, I would never know that. If it was not me, I don't care.
Could have been me.
Definitely wasn't me. If you asked me to play a years long worth of fantasy anything, knowing that I can right now play Prize Picks with promo code KNML, if you ask me to do that, I will never say yes. I will play daily fantasy because that is easy and fun.
Isn't your whole life a fantasy?
Is this a Queen reference? Are you doing Queen?
I'm not old enough to understand.
I think it's real life, actually.
Is it just fantasy?
It's not a sea of Mexican orange soda.
Caught in a landslide.
Yeah, we get it.
Just waiting till you learn what happened during the recording of the hit album Rumors.
Fleetwood Mac?
Hey.
Last one for you, Kyle, before we go. The NCAA's House settlement launches today, which means college athletes, there's now caps and there's now rules. And then in theory, all of the money from the big schools should already be paid to all the best athletes. So your favorite colleges, which are not a big school, they will then be able to retain their players. So congratulations.
Oh, great.
For how long?
You think UNM is still going to be able to?
A year?
Yeah. You get guys for next year.
They're locked into 2, for sure, for sure.
That's kind of my vibe on it.
Is that in the big, beautiful bill?
That's a different thing that happened today.
I'll tell you what, though, with this settlement,
Went through Senate. It's going to the House.
It's just going to be
Roadhouse.
51-50. JD Vance was the tie-breaking vote.
Well, you made me lose my train of thought. No, I'm just kidding. If you look at how this is going to impact NCAA basketball, there's one league that is going to benefit more than anybody, and it's the Big East.
Okay.
Yeah. Every team in all these big conferences, even think SEC, Big 12, they're going to have a cap on how much money they're going to spend on basketball because all of their money is going to go to football. Football drives the money, so they want the best players in football. So all of their basketball teams are going to suffer a little bit. You know what conference doesn't have football? The Big East. You know who still gets 100% of the money that all of those other schools have access to? The Big East.
Oh.
So they're going to have triple the amount of budgets to pay players than even the SEC, even the Big 12. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. And I don't. It makes sense why Richard Pitino would have went over there at that time, right? There's a lot of coverage about that, but he's just going to have even more money to play with now than the John Shires of the world.
The real winners, you were close. You were very close. The Ivy League and all the military schools. Because military can't, because they can't give athletic scholarships. The Ivy League doesn't give athletic scholarships. So therefore, they can still do exactly what they were already doing.
Yep.
And all of those kids can get paid.
All right, you're 17 years old. Do you want to go to play for St. John's in Madison Square Garden or go play at Princeton?
Am I good at basketball?
Yeah, what am I going to be when I grow up?
Yes, you're good at basketball. You're getting recruited by Rick Pitino to go play at St. John's.
But I will go St. John's.
To play basketball?
Yeah.
So,
but if I wanted to actually attend class and get an education, it would not be that one.
You're getting recruited by Rick Pitino. I don't know if
when we get back from the break, finance dude, sports dude, movie dude, which one do you want to marry into? It's 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
the sports animal.
Like that.
Welcome back to Two Men On. This happened 2 days ago, but we were caught up with NBA free agency and some stuff. U.S. District Attorney's Office is investigating Detroit Pistons guard Malik Beasley allegations of gambling related to NBA games. Prop bet sources told ESPN he's a free agent, so he gone from the league.
Never going to work again in the National Basketball Association. He's good enough to where he can go somewhere else and somebody will give him a job.
Yeah.
Not the NBA.
Why did he keep taking the prop on him going over on 3-point attempts?
Attempts or misses. The most damning one, I don't know if you've seen this one, but there was like 5 seconds left in the game, and they were 2 points away
The coast-to-coast
from
thing?
covering the spread. Made a free throw, ran the whole length of the court, and dunked the ball with like half a second left so his team could cover. You could see him like lean. You know how you do the you bunch up the shorts and you lean over?
Yeah.
Like you're in the free throw lane. You could see him like slowly look up at the scoreboard and then it's like went blank for a second. He's like, oh no, I have to do something about this. And ran. Didn't impact the game whatsoever.
No.
Ran coast to coast, dunked it, and then like pulled his shoulders back like a huge sigh of relief. You are the worst actor in the history of NBA. And there's some incredible actors in the NBA. I don't know if you've seen some of the flops in the last few years. These guys deserve some Academy Awards for their acting on the court. This guy couldn't even keep it together. It was very obvious what he was doing in that moment.
And into a like 0.4 left or something or whatever.
Yeah.
And immediately goes over to other dudes and like, what are you doing? He's like, man, I only made $59 million in my career. You know what I'm doing?
Sure. How is somebody going to live off of that?
There's just too many cameras and people who want to catch you doing dumb stuff.
Right after Jonte Porter got busted,
Yeah.
like right after. Like, you know, they're going to be on high alert after that happened. Take a day.
He's kind of a serial moron. He also, I think, I might not be accurate in this, but I feel like he was around during COVID, right?
Yeah.
He was like scamming people on Cameo. Is that right?
Scamming him on Cameo?
Wasn't he? He was
He's
like,
on Scameo?
yeah, he's like, hey, throw me a whatever 25 spot for a shout out, and he would just keep the monies.
And not do a shout
I
out?
think that's correct.
Even though it takes 30 seconds?
yeah,
Like, we should get a Cameo.
I don't think it's relevant anymore. I used to do a thing on Fiverr years ago when Fiverr first came out, where it was, if you give me $5, I'll talk stuff on your friend.
Yeah.
And it was very funny.
Bring it back.
I'd be like, send me a picture of your friend and some things about him. And I'd be like, whatever. I'd be like, hey, Van, you physically look like a matchstick. It was like the worst stuff of all time.
Let's bring that back.
I made $5 every time.
I'm a pretty charitable dude. I'll do it for free. I'll roast your friend for free.
I think my little write-up was like,
The first time is for free.
hey, guys, for
Then
fun.
after that, it's
It's
money.
It's money after that. Hey, man. I'd always say whoever sent it to me, I'd be like, they want you to know. So it's like, if Zay,
Who is they?
if Zay sent the $5, they'd be like, hey, man, Fred Slow with two, or at the time I was with 2 Every Skydive. So I'd be like, hey, man, it's Fred Slow with 2 Every Skydive. And Zay really wants you to know that you look like an Albuquerque loser. I would go on and on. Oh God, that'd be $5, and Fiverr keeps like a dollar or whatever. So I only get $4, but it was totally worth it. It was the weirdest time of my life. I was
Van, you look like a jaundiced Asher Roth.
yeah, and you act like one too. Oh, I feel like people missed Fiverr. Is Fiverr still a thing?
It's got to be. Somebody's making money from this.
Double V or double R in Fiverr. Yeah, it still connects. Oh, look at this. So apparently you pay. It costs way more than $5 now.
You just set your own prices. It's called Fiverr. It's just a suggestion, like the dollar store. Nothing's a dollar at the dollar store anymore.
Nothing is $1. Going to break. Be right back. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
here.
Welcome back to Two Men On, where yesterday I called it, Van. I said Miami's going to go get some heat at the tight end position. I thought it was going to be Kyle Pitts from Atlanta. Turns out I was wrong. They got Darren Waller. Darren Waller coming out of retirement, agreeing to a one-year deal with the Dolphins up to $5 million. They did have to give a draft pick to the Giants or something, but they give him a pick back, so it's kind of like nothing. So there you go. Darren Waller's in the mix.
This is an indication of, number one, the savvy front office in Miami. Good get. But more importantly, how big of a train wreck the New York Giants are. Darren Waller, upper echelon tight end in the NFL.
Yeah, he had it.
A dude, a playmaker, a game changer.
I don't know if he's a dude, but I will go with playmaker and game changer.
He hated the Giants so much that he was willing to retire to become some kind of rapper just to not play for the New York Giants. He's like, I hate the New York Giants. I hate Brian Daboll so much. I hate Daniel Jones so much. I would rather be a failed rapper.
He should put out a song called I Hate College.
The anti-Asher Roth.
Correct. Now,
okay.
I'm on board with everything you're saying up until he has to run block. And then he retires again mid-game.
Because that's not in his skill set.
Like Vontae Davis.
He's like...
just quits.
He can go get the ball. He could jump up and catch a ball. I don't know if he's really going to dig into the trenches and help out your offensive line.
Are you at all concerned about his music career now? You do believe it won't continue to thrive the way that it has?
Well, it can't get worse. So it's only up from there.
Is it true that his number one hit was Just Another Brick in the Waller?
That's pretty good. Remix, though, obviously.
The remix. We don't need no first reception.
We don't need no down blocking.
Oh, that's a good one. There's something replay official.
Is he going to do a remix of his last song with Paul Waller?
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that one. Now, if he shows up to Miami and then hopefully a series of unfortunate but hilarious events occurs and he never plays a game, I'm in on this too.
I don't know if you know this about Darren Waller, but he used to have a really bad issue with narcotics.
Oh, no, I take that back.
And Miami, as you may well know,
has
is a worldwide epicenter for drugs.
Now, are you saying you don't believe his motivation in returning to pro football is his love for the game, but it's because
access to the cheapest narcotics in the United States
and the Kelsey Plum divorce and his failed music career?
Yeah. If Trick Daddy can make it in Florida, so can you, Darren Waller.
You know he's Fats Waller's great-grandson, the famed musician?
Is that true?
That is true.
That's incredible. Big Fats Waller guy.
You didn't even know his grandson was Darren Waller, the famed tight end for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, I might have been clued into it if he made good music. If he made good songs, I might have thought, hey, it's Darren kid. Any relation to Fats?
You know, it'd be cool. It's kind of crazy because years ago I heard an Eminem song about his ex.
Okay.
And I was like, well, this is pretty good. And then Darren Waller made a song about the exact same subject matter, but it doesn't seem to have been received as well.
Well, I think way less of a murderous rage as Eminem had to his ex. Different vibe. Slightly different vibe.
Shit. You know, he didn't do the breakup song. That might have been a big part of it. I'm gonna shoot real straight. I don't think I've listened to the entire catalog.
Of Eminem or Darren Waller?
I think I've heard the entire discography of Eminem. I
Okay.
think. Now, obviously, there's gonna be some weird stuff that I haven't.
Yeah.
But I definitely have not heard the entire discography of Darren Waller.
I've heard one song. It was bad.
I remember,
Another reason he hates the New York Giants so much, he went back to Vegas, a team he doesn't play for anymore, and recorded a music video in front of Allegiant Stadium instead of going to Jersey and making it.
I'm excited to talk to Josh Sushan after the break.
Same.
Because, Van, it's Bobby Bonilla Day. It's
Yeah.
2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Day Sports Animal.
Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Animal.
Welcome back to 2 Men On. Van and I are at Rio Bravo Brewery, where we can have $2 tacos, and Josh Sushan is at Istopes Park, where he can talk about Bobby Bonilla Day with everyone who passes. Josh, welcome to the program.
It's also Taco Tuesday here at Isotopes Park. But also, I get to talk to the boys again. It's been a minute.
Welcome back.
It's been more than a minute.
Little West Coast swing for old Jasu, Sean, as the Isotopes have been gone for some time, and they've literally changed seasons while he was gone, Van. It's a brand new season for the Isotopes.
Ooh.
What is the official terminology, Josh? The halfway Z resetsy?
Ooh, that should be the title.
Yeah.
It's a split season format. First half champion versus second half champion for the PCL championship. Something like that.
Do home runs and batting average and pitching statistics also reset?
No.
Oh.
Full season numbers for all that. Just the records is the only thing that resets.
All right. Well, that's not confusing. Not confusing. A little bit of a slide for the Isotopes recently, 5-18 in the last 23. That's after going 8 out of 10. Obviously, the roster turns over all the time. Josh, talk to us a little bit about what we have missed over the course of the last 2 weeks since you've been gone.
Well, that stretch, losing 18 of 23, you know what happened at that moment?
What's that?
That's when Ryan Ritter got called up to the major leagues.
Yeah.
Right? So you have a guy who was the back-to-back player of the week, nearly won a third straight player of the week, was player of the month, is at the top of all these categories, and he's your leadoff batter, and he's your shortstop. We haven't been the same without him, right? Haven't been the same offensively, haven't been the same defensively. And it's not just that. I mean, the team's ERA is an even 8 since June 6th. So it's hard to win baseball games when your team ERA is an even 8. So, yeah, there's a lot of turnover that happens at AAA, and sometimes it's just, par for the course, and you slide the next guy in. And then there's other times you're like, no, we really miss this guy. And so it is not a coincidence that the team went south when Ryan Ritter got called up.
Now, it's interesting because the Rockies have done considerably better since he's been there.
Well, they're still not a very good team, if we're being honest amongst friends here.
Yeah, but better than
it's not like, look, let's be honest. It's not like he's dominating up there, right? I mean, he's hitting 8th or 9th. He's batting like 212, right? I think that he's going to be a very good major leaguer for a long time. We still don't know what's going to happen when Ezekiel Tovar gets healthy in terms of what position he's going to play or where he's going to go. So, it's not like he's going to be their shortstop for the next 10 years. They have their shortstop for the next 10 years. Let's not overstate how good he's been in the major leagues. He's treading water in the major leagues as opposed to he was dominating at AAA.
How do you celebrate Bobby Bonilla Day?
Great question.
Oh, he was part of my immaculate grid today.
Okay, nice. Do you have an extra taco on Taco Tuesday for Bobby Bonilla on July 1st?
Good question.
You know what? Honestly, I forget that it's Bobby Bonilla Day until you guys remind me that it's Bobby Bonilla Day.
It's a thing we do on the radio every year. It's a big day for us. We celebrate it with friends.
Sure.
It's a big weekend for you, Josh. I think a lot of adult human beings think this is the start to the baseball season. The NBA has stopped. It's all over at this point. Baseball is the only game left in town. And the 4th of July in baseball, that's Americana, my friend. Talk to us about the buzz around the ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, when you think 4th of July, for most people, they think baseball, and they think about wanting to watch fireworks at a baseball game. And around the country, there is a lot of different municipalities that will work with their local professional baseball team to put on a fireworks show, whether it's in tandem or whether they'll say, okay, you guys do your fireworks on July 3rd, we're going to do the cities on July 4th, or vice versa, just so that the people of their city have multiple options on multiple days. And normally, throughout minor league baseball, every team gets a home game on either July 3rd or on July 4th. Last year, the Isotopes made a deal with El Paso where they would get the entire week of a 6-game series, and in return, we get the full week of a 6-game series this year. So everybody else in our league, they're home on July 3rd, they're traveling on July 4th. Now, they're going to play the same team the first 3 games and the last 3 games, but they're flip-flopping in the middle of the series. We are not. We're home the entire week. So we get to really go big between fireworks, drone show, mariachi, Taco Tuesday, Orbit's birthday. ESPN's going to be broadcasting live here, Sports Center tomorrow. Like, we got a ton going on, boys.
It's going to be a fun one. Like you said, Taco Tuesday, tomorrow the day game, ESPN will be there. Fireworks, drone show, Orbit's birthday.
Yeah, also,
that's a action-packed week.
And when the Isotopes do 4th of July fireworks, they start the game a little later because got to make sure it's dark come fireworks time. So the game is 7:05 on Thursday and 7:05 on Friday. It is 5:30 early gates on Friday. It should be a really healthy crowd all week long out there at Isotopes Park. So get out there, enjoy that, and be a part of often fabulous memories. Josh?
Yeah, I like that word healthy. Yeah. Healthy crowds all week long. I mean, we do have tickets for every game. None of the games are sold out, but yeah, we will have healthy crowds. So arrive early. You know, it's going to take longer to park and to get through security and get to your seats and all that. Just be patient with everyone.
Josh, do you have like a 4th of July memory from your youth where you connected with baseball very strongly?
Almost every year, I would go to the Oakland Coliseum with my dad for July 4th. You know, we would look at the schedule, and for whatever reason, it felt like, because remember, I grew up in the Bay Area, you got the A's and the Giants, and almost always one team is home and the other team is on the road. And so you look at the both schedules, and it seemed like the A's were home on the 4th a lot more than the Giants were. And the cool thing about going to the Oakland A's for fireworks, so you guys, if you guys can like close your eyes and visualize the old Oakland Coliseum, right?
Closed and visual.
And there was those stairs, and people would be like, yeah, it's the stairs to nowhere. Like, why do these stairs exist, right? In between the bleachers and the rest of the area, there is these stairs.
Yeah.
Most people didn't know why they existed. Well, the stairs originally existed because that's how you got to your football seats once baseball season ended, and they brought in these different seats that were on the field, and that's how you got to your football seats. But that is also, if you sat in the bleachers, you had to leave the bleachers because of where they shot off the fireworks. So you got to go down onto the field. And so that would be amazing. I'm down on the field with my dad. We'd bring our gloves. We're playing catch. You know, we're just running around like, oh, my gosh, we are on the Oakland A's field.
So
and then the fireworks start, and then you sit back, and you just lay back, and you watch the fireworks, and it's amazing.
Yeah, as unique of as an experience as a kid can have at that time. You know, I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, and we had a very similar thing with Busch Stadium with the St. Louis Cardinals when they would be home. And the move was, if you're in the stadium, how tremendous and how fun. But right next to Busch Stadium is the Landing, which is this tourist area next to the Mississippi River. And that was the real gathering spot where everyone would gather outside for Fair St. Louis and take it all in. But, yeah, the exact same kind of energy. The holiday kicked off as soon as the night game ended, which was a lot of fun. Did you see this highlight last night, Josh? Inside the park, home run by Willer Abreu.
No, I missed it. Tell me about it.
So I'm going to give it to you. So it's the Reds and the Red Sox, and obviously the Red Sox, and it's, you know, that little part at Fenway, that's that little corner where it's like 420 all the way the other way. It's that itty bitty little fingernail out there. So anyway, so it parks there, and it's like a little league game through the outfield. And as he's coming around third, it's the chugga chugga. You know, chugga chugga, chugga chugga, and then whenever everyone eventually recovers, watching a crowd during an inside the park home run,
incredible.
And it took me back to shades of your. How did you deem that weird play earlier this year? It took me back to shades of what is going on in the game of baseball last night. So, a bunch of fun summer highlights in the world of baseball.
Yeah, there's something about an inside the park home run, right? Because usually something weird happens, whether someone falls down, two dudes crash into each other.
Yeah.
You know, it takes like a weird bounce off the wall. You know, someone goes for a diving catch and they miss it, you know, or there's just like these corners where, you know, and then it becomes like there's a certain point too where I feel like everybody at the ballpark, their eyes just go to the third base coach. Is he going to send him, right? And then as soon as they see that third base coach with the windmill, like you know,
oh no!
Then all of a sudden, yes. Oh, here we go. Like, is he going to make it? Like, what's going to happen here? How tired is he? Is he going to fall? You know, where's the ball? Where's the relay? Yeah, those become so much fun. That just reminded me. So when I was really, really young, I went to a Denver Bears game. Denver Bears were the AAA team that played at Mile High Stadium.
Okay.
That's before they became the Denver Zephyrs and before there was the expansion Colorado Rockies.
We were
But
all going to say
the minor league, AAA, Denver Bears played at Mile High Stadium. I think it was 1980, which goes to show how old I am. But I was really, really young. But I do remember Tim Raines hit an inside-the-park home run on July 4th. We were one of like 65,000 people who was at the game. And I remember finding the article on newspapers.com one day that reminded me, okay, I was not crazy. My dad and I talked about this our entire lives. The time that we saw Tim Raines as a second baseman hit an inside-the-park home run on July 4th and then watch fireworks.
Willie or Brady went on to hit a grand slam later in the game, too. But yes.
What a day. What a day. Hell of a weekend at Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park. Something fun happening every single day. But a special one for me is Sunday, because I'm a big Orbit guy, best mascot in all of minor league baseball. Orbit's birthday on Sunday. What are you going to get Orbit for his birthday? Their birthday.
I thought that I would just have my friends, Van and Fred, show up and just sing him a song and dance for him and, you know, make their presence felt.
If you want me to lead the sold-out crowd at Isotopes Park in Happy Birthday to Orbit, I will change all of my weekend plans, and I will be there for my dude Orbit.
So this used to be a Michelle Montoya question. Now this is a Brandon Ortega question, right? This is very much like, what does Brandon Ortega want you guys to do? I do know that we will have a lot of other mascots. Orbit has a lot of friends in the mascot world, and we're going to have a lot of mascots helping him celebrate.
I know I've asked Josh Sushan multiple times for a microphone at Isotopes Park.
Yeah.
And he has said no.
Resounding no.
Resounding no.
Very firm,
Yeah.
borderline aggressive no.
I knew there were boundaries at that point.
The loudest I've ever heard him talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what expletive no.
The first time I heard him cuss, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt small.
Should.
Brandon, probably the same. No comment from
just concur. He just concurs.
100%.
Well, I'm just letting you guys just, you know, do your thing.
Let's work it out. We'll work it out.
I don't want to interrupt you.
No, it's kind of our deal. It's the way we roll on it. Who's on the pregame tonight, Pilo?
Yep, talked to Pilo. So we got some new dudes and wanted to find out some information about him. He doesn't know a ton, but he knew a little bit more than I did. So we talked about that and also talked about Yanquiel Fernandez getting called up to the big leagues.
There we go.
Oh,
you're going to do really good tonight back in your favorite seat, which is your broadcast booth at Isotopes Park. Have so much fun.
That is correct. Can't wait.
Josh,
big week.
Thank you, brother.
Good talking to you guys again.
I like him.
Missed you, Boo.
I like him so much. Isaiah, back at the studio.
Well, piggybacking off of Josh's apparent enthusiasm, DeAndre Ayton will be a Laker in the morning.
There we go.
Okay. The power of positive thinking.
I have to see it officially. I get apprehensive. Van, final words?
Oh, my goodness. Too much for the time allotted, my friend. Anything that we didn't cover, make sure you check out tomorrow morning on the opening drive with Jeff and JJ.
Taco Tuesday, everyone. Come down to Rio Bravo Brewery.
Yeah.
Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you tomorrow, Burke.
This